This week, we'll be going over all of the achievements in SOMA, diving deep into the ocean, and transferring our mind into a robot. This one was recommended over on YouTube by Glowden and has 10 achievements with an average completion time of around 14 hours. As for points that this completion would be worth on some achievement hunting websites, we've got 5 points over on AStats, 1,297 over on Steam Hunters, and 2,155 on Metagamerscore. And now, let's get to hunting. The achievements in SOMA are honestly not too hard to get, as most are purely just story related and you only have one route to go. There is one near the end where you do have to choose to talk someone before killing them, but that is the only missable achievement in the game. So starting out, you'll be able to select a difficulty and you can do either normal or story mode. Either one is fine, as you can still get all of the achievements in story mode, which will be much easier and quicker. That's also the difficulty that we'll be doing for this video as well. And as this game mostly just has story-related achievements, we're also going to be throwing in how to do some of the puzzles as we go, trying to make our way to the Ark. So you'll start out in Simon's apartment and go through that section, Munchie's lab area to get your brain scanned, and the awakening area where you first end up in the underwater facilities that we'll find ourselves in for the rest of the game. There aren't any achievements yet, but a little ways in, you'll get up here and you'll be able to get answering the call for talking to Catherine Chun. Now it's time to head through Upsilon, and we won't have any big puzzles to get through here, but we will need to go over here to this dead body to check the number on their keycard, 0722 for me. You'll then need to go over here and put that into this computer so that you can power up flow control to proceed further. Once you finally get up above the hatch, you're gonna need to get to this terminal and call 2203 for Lambda. Then we can head out into the water and walk towards the shuttle station to continue further. Once in the shuttle area, you'll have to get power up and then you can head out towards Lambda. Eventually you'll crash and have to walk the rest of the way, but once you get into the door and drain it, you'll be able to get Chasing Catherine for discovering Lambda. You'll keep going through Site Lambda and through the Curie without any achievements popping, but then at the end of the Curie area, you'll have to unplug these cables to allow yourself to leave and then head out. After a bit of a cutscene, once it's time to leave your shuttle, you'll end up getting stranded for crash landing on Peak Delta.
Brace for impact!
Now at Delta, you'll have to come out here to the comm antenna and move the blue part to cover the yellow line, then select number 5 to receive the code 049. You can then go over to the landing platform to request a Zeppelin, and once that arrives, you'll need to shoot down a robot to get it ready for you to leave. Then you'll take a trip on the Zeppelin out to Theta. You'll then be able to get the DUNBAT for discovering Theta by going into the door and draining the water. You'll run around down here trying to get information on the DUNBAT so that you can actually get into it, which is eventually going to lead you to starting up a simulation with Brandon Wan. You'll have to grab his chip from this area, grab the environment chip and take it over to this area to load the scan room environment onto it, and then go into Brandon's room out here to get information on Alice so that you can end up doing a sim with him in the scan room with Alice. That'll get you the code, which you can then proceed and get Plan B for failing at acquiring the DUNBAT. Continue up the stairs out of there and into the next area of Theta. In here we have this puzzle to do where you have to get the modules down to the correct ones. I'll go through it here and then pause it so that you have the correct modules to load and then hit next. Then just hit dummy, start simulation, reduce the resources to 3%, pause it, and then hit run diagnostics. Then just continue on through the area of the normal story, which we won't have any other real puzzle sections in. Now, if you made it this far, you've probably liked the guide up to this point, so I'll do the YouTuber thing and ask that you like the video, subscribe, and comment down below to let me know that you've made it this far. And if you want to go a step further, hit the join button below the video to join the member club for as little as 99 cents to help fund future video production. Now, let's get back into it. We'll run through the Theta maintenance tunnels for a while until you get out of here, jump down, and go through this to get outside of Theta. Once you're back out on the ocean floor, you'll get Killed the Dream I Dreamed for escaping Theta. Outside in the minefield, you'll head out to this building and go up there. The puzzle up here will be to go over to the fuse box area and flip these on in order to get the power down from the top left to the bottom right. Once that's done, you can come over to this and go to Omnicron, Quarantined, and see that the codes don't work. Then go over to this terminal and select the random characters for a code to be revealed. Go put that in on the other terminal and unlock Omnicron. Then head back out and down here to the door to Omnicron, where you'll do quite a bit of running around to get the parts needed for your new suit. The puzzles are all simple here, but the two that you might take a second to get would be the Cortex chip from the robot, where you basically just set all of the mirrors like this and then turn the lasers on to route them down and eject it. Then over here, when you add your items to the suit and are working on activating it, you'll need to set the parameters of the frequency to 1, 5, and 7. Once that's all done, you can get a new you for changing your body at Omnicron, for getting into that new suit and going through the big door. At this point, you have a long journey down to the deep depths of the ocean. Once all the way down, you'll need to use your Omni tool to get out, so swipe it once and only once to get out. If you swipe it twice, there's a bug where your tool can get stuck out and you can't proceed through the story. The fix at that point would be to pause the game, exit but not save and exit, and then hit continue from the main menu. If it's still stuck up, then you just need to load the earliest save slot for Path to Tau. Now, down here in the dark, you'll need to follow these lights or the green lights to follow the Path to Tau. Once you get to the TVSC building, you'll need to hit the power and then go back out to the garage and select Control, Tau, and follow the robot as it leads you down along the path. Once it gets taken by whatever this thing is, you'll follow some lights through a cave and it'll open back up, and you'll continue on following more white lights. Just don't go to this one as it's actually an anglerfish. Once in Tau, you can come through the doors over here. You'll go all the way down the hall to the right, then left, and left again through another door, straight through a door right after that, and then up a ladder. Then you'll go straight and down another ladder where you'll find another person guarding the Ark. At this point, we have the only missable achievement in the game, Endangered Species, for meeting the last person left alive. You'll need to talk to her for a minute, and then after you get the achievement, you can decide whether or not you want to kill her.
Would you stay with me, please?
You'll then set the Ark out to travel down the track. You'll run for a bit until you can't follow it anymore, and then keep on going pretty much linearly until you go in here and can proceed into the control room. Then you'll need to do what's basically going to be the last puzzle of taking the battery out from down here, using it to get into the loading dock to pick up the Ark, setting the Ark in the shuttle for the space gun, where we'll be getting your Expressway to the stars for reaching the Omega space gun, and then bringing the battery back down here to the same room where the shuttle was to finish loading it. And now we are basically done. Just go through and get the shuttle loaded up to shoot it off. You'll go through a few cutscenes and then eventually get to the credits. Then, during the after credits scene on the Ark is where you can finally get the last achievement, the end, for completing the game. And with that, we have all of the achievements in SOMA. Now be sure to check out my playlist for some of my other 100% achievement guides, or whichever one of my videos YouTube recommends.